Hi everyone, I'm Chris Fay. I'm the author of the Disaster Crime series, and I also have a blog titled Write with Fay. On my blog, there is a page titled 100 Marketing Tips, and that's where this YouTube video series came from because I wanted to go more in depth on the tips that I share on that page. Today's video is about Goodreads and how you can make your author profile and your book pages shine. First, you'll need to sign up for a Goodreads author profile. You can easily Google how to do that, and after Goodreads accepts your author profile, you'll be able to upload all of your books one at a time. First, you'll need to make sure that you include all of the necessary information, including the format, whether it's an ebook or a print book, the number of pages, the publisher, and the publication date. After that is the description, the most important part. For hurricane crimes, I included a little note above my blurb to explain that it's a novella under 50 pages. I like to do that because I don't want my readers to be surprised. I want them to know it's a short story. I don't want them to buy it, read it, get to the end, and be surprised because they thought it was a novel. So I include that note first to let readers know. After that note, I include the blurb, and underneath the blurb, sometimes I include additional information. Some of the additional information that you can include, is a warning content. If one of your books has content that you know that a reader might not like, you can include a warning for that. And I also like to include a list for series. So for hurricane crimes, there is a list for the disaster crime series, listing hurricane crimes, seismic crimes, lightning crimes, and tsunami crimes, and their placement in that series. And I did the same thing for all of the other books in the series. So if readers read the book description, they will be able to figure out which book goes where in that series. Something fun that you can do is sort of write your own review. Not really a review, because obviously reviews are from the readers, not from the author of that book. But Goodreads does allow the authors of the books to actually rate their books and to include a review. And I like to take advantage of this to share some insights. It's not a review, it's insights that I want my readers to know. For hurricane crimes, the insight is how I got the idea for hurricane crimes. I did the same thing for 30 seconds. And for Ghosts of Death and Witch of Death, I shared the stages for the stories, how they started, sort of my struggles, how they evolved, and how they are now being available for readers. So you can definitely do that too. Just make sure that you don't start saying, oh, this is a great story, well written. That is what a reader should say, not the author. But you can use those review spots to share some insights and some great information that readers might want to know. Now, your author profile. Make sure that you have a very good bio. Don't make it too long. Try and condense it down and share the most important information. Something that you can do in your bio is link to your books by using HTML. If you go to Messages on Goodreads and click on Some HTML is okay, it explains how you can create linked titles or linked words. I did this method to link hurricane crimes and some other titles in my bio. So if someone clicks on it, it brings them to the Goodreads book pages for those books. You can also link to your Twitter profile in your bio and your blog. I did both. Make sure to add some of the extra stuff too. Goodreads has some additional information that you can include on your author profile, so take advantage of that. It's fun. One of those things is author influences. Are there authors that influence your writing? I'm pretty sure that there probably is, so why not give them a shout out in that section? And I'm pretty sure that if a reader was to come to your author profile and see those author influences, they might be more intrigued if they also like those authors that you listed. Some of my author influences that I listed on my Goodreads page is J.D. Robb, J.K. Rowling, and Janet Ivanovich. Also, make sure to add your website URL because you want readers who are on Goodreads hopping over to your website. And they also let you input your Twitter username, so make sure you do that too. And you can add all of your genres, whatever genres that you publish, whatever genres that you write, make sure you put little check marks in those boxes so readers who visit your author profile will get to see what genres you write in. And if they like those genres, they'll most likely go down to see the books that you have listed there. And if they see a title or a cover image that intrigues them, they'll click on it and then they'll view that book page and that information that we already talked about. Something that Goodreads does is author questions. Some of them are generic that Goodreads sends out to authors to do, but also readers can send in questions for you to answer too. So if you get a question from a reader, make sure you answer that and it'll go up on your author profile page. If you don't have readers sending questions, don't worry. You can use the questions that Goodreads sends authors. And those questions are really good insights into you as an author and into your book. And another fun thing, you can upload videos. Do you have readings that you did for one of your books? Do you have book trailers? This is all great stuff that you can upload onto your Goodreads profile. And if a reader comes over and if they see you have videos, they might want to check it out. 1, to see what you look like, 2, to see what you sound like, and 3, to actually learn more about your book. After you have your book pages and your author profile set up, there's a lot of fun stuff that you can do on Goodreads. I actually love Goodreads. It's one of my favorite platforms, one of my favorite places to be. And something that you can do is join Goodreads groups. There's a lot of groups, mini groups for many different things. There are groups where authors can promote, they can market. There are some groups for authors and readers, so readers can find out about the books. So all you have to do is do a search, find groups that sound like you would fit in well there, join them, follow the instructions, follow the rules for authors. That's a big one because some groups, they don't like authors promoting just left and right willy-nilly, and you shouldn't want to do that either. Follow the rules. Make sure you stay on everybody's good side. You can also join support groups or groups for writers and authors. There are a lot of them on Goodreads. I am actually a part of one, the Insecure Writers Support Group. On Goodreads, we have a book club. I run the book club, and we read books to learn more about the craft for writing. And I'm pretty sure that you could find some support groups for writers and authors that sound good to you. So join them and connect to others. We all need to connect to writers and authors because we're a community. So go ahead and do that. And some other groups on Goodreads are review groups. There are groups specifically for authors looking for reviews or even looking for critique partners. So if that's something you need, go search for them, join, follow the instructions, and see if you can get something out of that. Are you a reader? You probably are, right? There are a lot of reader groups too. So join some reader groups, read some of the books that they do, talk about books, build connections with other readers. And if you build connections with other readers without being also, I'm an author, go check out my book, they might actually just go to your profile and find out that you're an author and think that's pretty neat that they've been talking to someone who's an author and they didn't even know it. So that's something great that you can do. Now, as far as promoting on Goodreads, there are a lot of things that you can do. One thing that I love to do is our Goodreads events for new book releases. I create a Goodreads event for a book release. I include the blurb for my book. I include links. I include a special message to the people who follow me on Goodreads, and I invite all of them. I love to do this. It's a great way to just put an announcement out there. You can also do Goodreads giveaways. I haven't done one yet, but I am planning on doing 2 later this year. Something that's great about Goodreads giveaways is that if someone wants to enter the giveaway, something that they have to do is add your book to their to-read pile, to their to-read list. So the more people who sign up for your giveaway and the more that they have to add your book to their to-read list, more people are going to see that in their feed for Goodreads. And they might be like, well, what is this book that all of these people that I am following are adding to their to-read list? So a lot of people that aren't even following you will hop over to your book page to find out about it. And they might enter the giveaway, or they might just go ahead and buy your book. Something else that you can do on Goodreads are ads, Goodreads ads. Now, I've done a couple of Goodreads ads and I think they went pretty well, so you can try giving them a shot too. Whenever I do an ad, I always pick the least amount of money for it because I just want to see how it does and I don't want to spend a ton of money. And you can do the same thing. I usually do $5 or $10 ads, sometimes 20, but mostly it's $5 or $10 ads. For Goodreads ads, they don't like you to really link to your book somewhere else. They like it to stay on Goodreads, especially readers. They don't want you to do an ad and send them off to Amazon. So if you have to add a link to your book in your ad, make sure it's to Goodreads so they can actually read the blurb and they can read the views and then decide if they want to go over to Amazon. It gives them that freedom and it's less pushy. And make sure that you also don't select specific people that you want the ad to go out to. Just have the ad go out to anyone in a specific age group if you want, or in a specific location. But if you really start narrowing it down, I noticed that I was having a harder time getting people to actually click on the ad. But when I took that away and made it more broad so anyone could look at it, I had a much better outcome. Now, there's also a lot that you can do on Goodreads in terms of your street team. If you have a street team, they can do a lot on Goodreads for you. Now, a street team is a group of readers or even authors who want to support you and get your name out there, get your books out there, try and help you to get new readers. And some things that they can do on Goodreads is add your book or all of your books to their to-read list. That's a big one. They can also review your books and recommend them to all of their friends on Goodreads. They can connect their other social media accounts to Goodreads. So when they finish a book and review it, little announcements will go out on Facebook or on Twitter, letting people know that they had just read and reviewed your book, and that might get someone interested. Well, this person that I know and they read a lot of good books just read this book and they loved it, so I might go check it out too. Also, you can have them mark your books as currently reading. If you give your books out to your street team in advanced reader copies to review, when they are reading it, have them mark it as currently reading. So if all of the people in your street team mark your book as currently reading on Goodreads, it'll most likely show up in a lot of other Goodreads accounts and feeds, and they'll see that. And people will wonder, well, all of these people are currently reading this book. I guess I should find out about it too. So have them do that. Have them mark your book as currently reading. And the last thing that you can take advantage of, but I'm pretty sure there's more things, you can use author widgets. Goodreads actually creates and sets up author widgets that you can put on your blog and your website. There are all different ones, so whatever one that you think would be best for your blog or website, you can set it up. You can grab the code and you can insert it into your blog or site. Well, that's it. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you got great information from it. And I hope you head on over to your Goodreads pages to tweak some things and to add some more great information. Thank you. Bye.